pitching coach taught this young flamethrower how to find that strike zone.
That motion is still picture perfect. Sandy Koufax to pitch for the National League here in the bottom of the second. Harmon Killebrew will be the first man up to the plate, the left fielder for the American League. He's remembered well by just about everybody he played against, and men like Chuck Tanner as well. Certainly a credit to the game. So the killer comes up, and boy, well-deserving that he's in the Hall of Fame, Jack.
573 home runs.
Oh, add one to that. Oh, that's way back. Because, of course, he played here, and you know inside this has to make him especially happy. There's Sandy. The Killebrew had was those strong, enormous arms, Jack.
How about that shoulder power?
That one was gone as soon as it hit the bat. That's a long distance out there. Center field or right field is long. Left field is very short. Mickey Vernon up against Koufax now. Pops this one down the right field line. Carries back into the stands, but of course fouled. What a great hitter, but even more importantly, what a great first baseman this man was.
2 batting titles. And he played in 4 different decades. 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s.
You can see behind the plate, Augie Donatelli has come in as they continue to move around. Tom Gorman's going out to the base path, and Augie's behind the plate now for the bottom half of the second. Oh, the Ephus pitch to Vernon. Let's go down to the dugout. So 2 men who faced each other in the 7th game of the World Series between Los Angeles and Minnesota meet again, and Harmon gets the home run this time. Brooks Robinson up now against Koufax. That one's in the dirt. And these are 2 men who faced each other a number of times as well, Jack.
Yes. And this is what you call a real ticket salesman, this confrontation.
Good swing by Robbie. And that was not an Ephus pitch. Good straight fastball. Pretty good wood by Robinson, but it looks like Aaron will haul this one in with some despair. So after Mickey Vernon takes a called 3rd strike, Brooks Robinson flies to center field. 2 outs for the American League. Take a look at the zipper by Koufax. Got that one by Brooksy. You got to figure that when he shook his head, he was saying, I'm not going to throw the Ephus to Brooksy.
I think he just wanted to prove to himself he could still throw that hammer.
He throws one to Etchebarren, who, Jack, was a pretty good catcher in his day.
Very reliable, very dependable. Great handler of pitchers, George.
That's the 2nd Ephus pitch to Etchebarren, and well, Koufax and Andy are really laughing. Look at that one. It was about a week and a half ahead. Take a look at Andy. He takes the stutter step and still can't hit it. Now the question is, will we ever give him another one to look at? That one's fouled back. You see what Koufax comes up with now. Well, what a fireballing lefty Koufax was in his day. Another Ephus. Uh-oh. Up in his eyes and out of the park. Not much Lou Brock could do about that one. I think Sandy's going to retire that pitch after this night. Andy Etchebarren, a fellow who had only 49 home runs in his 15-year Major League career, gets a gift from Sandy Koufax and plants it in the left field seats. Those left field seats are only about 280 feet from home plate, and this one right up in his eyes. He's talking to Koufax already, I bet. Due up is Whitey Ford, but Chuck Hinton will replace him as a pinch hitter. Here's a man who was a favorite of the fans around here, Jack.
Oh, yes. And, of course, in his career, he played every position except pitcher.
Great, versatile athlete. There's the Ephus.
And he's teaching kids now, too. He's the head baseball coach at Howard, isn't he, George?
That's right. He also works in that Major League Baseball Alumni Association in some community work in the greater Washington area. Boy, that rain's still coming down, but you know, you really never know it by the way they're playing the game and by the looks on their faces. They are truly enjoying what's going on here. Sandy Koufax against Chuck Hinton. Koufax was known as a fireballer in his day. Struck out over 303 times, but there was one day he remembered more than any, 15 Ks in the series.
Well, I think you start a World Series game, there's not any intention of striking out 15 guys, or not any expectation of striking out 15 guys. It was just a ball game that, you know you wanted to win. I grew up in Brooklyn, and somehow the Yankees and Dodgers was the only real World Series, or it seemed that way. And coming from L.A. to play the Yankees was a very big thing, and I think winning the first game was a big thing for us. Striking out 15 was just icing on the cake. I think in that ball game, maybe I was scared the first couple of innings, or maybe just the excitement of being in a World Series, pitching the first game. I think I struck out the first 5 guys, so you got a pretty good jump on striking out a few people if the first 5 outs are strikeouts.
Sandy Koufax, at the age of 31, retired those left arm miseries, and at the age of 36 became the youngest player ever to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
That's Jerry Coleman, now fine broadcaster with the San Diego Padres, and of course a fellow played on a Flacco World Series champion, the Yankees.
Sandy was mentioning the Yankees, and there certainly is a great label for Coleman as a former Yankee great. So Coleman